Greetings and welcome to a new video about multiple feedback high-pass filter design. In this example we will discuss how we can derive the formulas for this circuit and work out a design example in detail and verify our findings using the SPI simulations. So let's go to the first step, which is our multiple feedback high-pass filter circuit. The circuit is shown here. You see here the one negative feedback through the resistor R2, and there is another one through the capacitor C3. So we have two negative feedback. That's what's called the multiple feedback in this circuit. Now this circuit is similar to the multiple feedback low pass filter we have discussed in another video. So the transfer function for this circuit is given by this expression. You see here the output voltage over the input. That is the input, here is the output voltage. That's given by this expression. You see here the capacitors also and the resistors in this transfer function. Now, in order to make the calculations easy, we can go for an equal capacitor method, which says let's make all these three capacitors equal to each other and then define this as C. Now then the transfer function of this here will be then minus S squared over, again an S squared plus 3 times C over R2 times C squared will be then effectively 3 over R2C and S, and plus the 1 over R2 times R1 times R2 I mean, and then C squared. Now this is of course much easier to use, but here you get more freedom and also the required values for your design might be not available if you do the equal capacitor method. Okay, the standard formula for second order high pass filter is given by this expression. You see here the K, the omega n, and also the quality factor Q again. Now again, the passband gain is the K. That means here, since we talk about the high pass filter, that means the high frequency gain. The quality factor Q will determine the shape of our circuit and also if we have a gain peaking. Natural frequency is related to that resonant frequency, and this is an important parameter also. Now if you now compare the terms here in the first transfer function from the circuit and also the transfer function from standard second order high pass filter, we recognize the following. The omega n squared must be this, that is actually shown here. The K, which is actually this minus C1 over C3, so the gain or the high frequency gain is determined by these two capacitors only. In addition, we have also the omega n over Q, which is actually this part, which is C1 plus C2 plus C3 over the product of these three components. Now, in order to go to the design equations, that means really calculating the values of these components, we need to also designate that like in a different form. Now we can of course make the square root of the left and the right hand side here. So you see here the natural frequency is the 1 over the product of the four components here, so the resistors and the capacitors as shown here, and that can be also written like so if you use the equal capacitor method. Now the C will be then equal to each other in this case if you make that equal capacitor method, but that will be then of course always minus 1. It means if you go for an equal capacitor method, your gain is always minus 1 or unity, so that means that's fixed. In addition, we have here our quality factor that is determined from this expression and that expression, and if you work it out in a couple of steps, you get actually this one. And again, if you use here the equal capacitor method, you will end up in this expression, which is more convenient and also easy to use because you can only change now the quality factor by the change of the ratio of R2 and R1, which is pretty easily done. The design parameter we will use are the cutoff frequency, and that is related to that natural frequency using this formula, and also the quality factor. So you see here the expressions. This is similar to the low pass filter design where you have the natural frequency was times this term in the denominator. So in the high pass filter you divide it by that term. Our resonant frequency also in a similar form, natural frequency and the quality factor comes into play. The gain peaking MR is also equal to this value as we have seen it also in the formula for the multiple feedback low pass filter. Again, you see in all the formulas the quality factor is appearing. In these two we will see also natural frequency. Here again omega C is our cutoff frequency, which is our in the units radians per second. Omega R resonance frequency, and the MR is the gain peaking at that resonance frequency. And these are very important formulas, and these are only valid if the Q is equal to or larger than 1 over the square root of 2 or the square root of half. This is an important condition. Okay, let's also discuss the effect of the quality factor. Here you see the general diagram of the Bode plot for a second order multiple feedback high pass filter. You see the gain peaking, and there is also some distance here between the high frequency gain, in this case normalized to 0 dB, and this value which is then given in 20 log of that value. So MR here, the distance, again in scalar value is 2q squared over this square root of the 4q squared minus 1. And if you now wanted this distance in the dBs, you use this formula. Now you see also here the value of the resonance frequency. At that frequency you get this much peaking, and the cutoff frequency is happening here, which is then minus 3 dB, which is then 3 dB lower than this 0 dB line. If this of course is, let's say, 10 dB, then you need to go to the 7 dB. So this distance is always 3 dB for the cutoff frequency definition. So again, the resonance frequency is given by this expression. And you see here also some values for the quality factor. If the quality factor is, because it was only allowed or valid for 1 over the square root of 2 or larger than that one, which is approximately 0.7071. If you substitute this value here, the exact value, then you get exactly 1, which is then 0 dB. So you don't then have any gain peaking. Now if you increase the quality factor, let's say go 1, and you get here 1.15 approximately, then your gain peaking in the dBs will be then 1.25 dB approximately. Now if you increase the quality factor, you also increase your gain peaking. That means the quality factor will of course make the transfer sharper, but you will also get more peaking. So that is the disadvantage of making a high Q design. Let's see that in more detail also with some values. You see here the quality factor Q is 2, which is this red curve. The blue one here is 1.5, the black one, another blue one here is 0.7071. So you see again, this is valid for this condition, again for the quality factor. Now for this peaking here, for Q is 2, you see here the value of 2.0656 as we have it here. So you see it's a little bit above this 2. Another example is this 1.5 here, which is then in this case 1.5910, which is also what we see in the table. Another example here, we have here the gain peaking for Q is 1, which is in this case approximately 1.15. And if you make the Q equal to 0.7071, then you don't have any peaking. That is the condition also here. So this is the edge of getting a peaking in your Bode plot. Okay, let's now go to our design objective, which we want to have as a multiple feedback active high pass filter. We will also calculate the resonance frequency at the end. And the specification for our design are the cutoff frequency must be 266 Hz. The passband gain, which is our high frequency gain, must be minus 10 or 20 dB. And we have a gain peaking of 6 dB, what is also in the specification. So we have 3 specifications we need to use in order to calculate here the 5 components. That means actually the following: if you have 3 specifications or 3 knowns and you have 5 unknowns, that means we need to select 2 values in our design. We will see that shortly what it all means. Now let's see the calculations. First we start with the passband gain because that's the easiest, because that's given by this K, which is now here minus C1 over C3. We said in the discussion of the transfer function of this high pass filter circuit that we can go for a equal capacitor method. But in this case, if you do that, you get here a gain of minus 1, which is not fulfilling this passband gain specification. So we need to go for different capacitor values. So in this case, I need to have this is then minus 10. So how can I make this minus 10? Not by making them equal to each other. So we can go here and say, let's select, for example, C3 as 10 nanofarads, just arbitrary. Then we have this here, which is then 10 times larger, which is then 100 nanofarads. So in this case, we have selected C3 and we have calculated from there the C1. So C3 and C1 are now known. The gain peaking is given as 6 dB, which is of course here in the dBs, and we need to know the formula for that. And that is what we have discussed, but that was also in the scalar value. So we need to convert this dBs in the scalar value, which is then 10 to the power 6 over 20, which is then here 1.9953, so almost 2. And then we can use the formula for the gain peaking in the scalar form, and that is then this, which is then what we need to substitute here. And if you now work this out by solving that using a solver, then you get here the Q, which is then 1.9269. Okay, now the cutoff frequency, we have also used that formula. Cutoff frequency here is given. Now you see here the natural frequency and also the quality factor. Now what do we know? We know the quality factor, we just calculated. We also know our cutoff frequency here from the specification. By the way, this is of course the omega, so we need to do 2 pi times the FC. Now we can then calculate from here the natural frequency. So let's do that. So I substitute here 2 pi times 266, which is equal to the natural frequency we don't know yet, and then square root of everything here with the q's. And if you now do the math here, you get here now an omega n of 2472 radians per second. Okay, now we have this, so we can now continue with the next step, which is the formula for the natural frequency specifically. That is then given by this. Again, we see here the components R1, R2, C2 and C3. Now we see here in this expression 3 unknowns still, because the C3 was known, that's what we have selected. But R1 is not known, R2 is not known, and C2 is not known. So we have here, again, too much unknowns to continue. So as said in the beginning, we have 3 specifications and 5 unknowns, so we need to select the 2 component values. In this case, we can do that also here, so we can now select the second one, which can be of course R1 or R2 or C2, doesn't matter. I will pick the R1, it will be also clear why I do that, it is more convenient for this case. So if I select R1 as 1 kilo ohm, then this expression will be then 2472 from here is equal to 1 over the 1000 in the square root times R2C2 times 10 to the power minus 8, which is our 10 nanofarads or our C3. Now we can work it out and we can calculate the product of the resistor R2 and the capacitor C2. And that can be done like so. And we have our expression, we see that we square that and also divide by the product of these two, which is then 10 to the power minus 5. And that will result here in a value of 0.01636 for approximately. Now we know the product, we don't know the individual values, but we know the product. So how can we use this? Now that can be done by looking at the formula of the quality factor. The quality factor has also the resistor R2 and the capacitor C2 and also the capacitor C3 we know. We also have this R1 here, but we already selected R1, we already know what C3 is, and we also know this product. So everything is here known, except actually this C2, because C1 is also known from this first step. So that's the reason actually making this substitution here. So if I now say the Q from here, 1.9269, is equal to the square root of this value, which is the product of R2 and the C2, times 10 to the power minus 8. Again, this is 10 nanofarads for C3. This is 100 nanofarads. This is unknown. This is 10 nanofarads, and this is the square root of 1000, which is our 1 kilo we have selected here. Now the only unknown is here C2, which is then just solving this, pretty straightforward. First we go, for example, to this one, so that will be then this, divided by this square root of 1000 will result here in the numerator, like this value. These two together will be then 11 times 10 to the power minus 8. That's what you see here. And now do plus C2 because of that value here. Okay. And then we can do the next step, which is then this numerator value divided by this quality factor here. And you get here this expression, which is then here also equal to that. Now we can calculate C2 by doing the 2.09935 times 10 to the power minus 7 minus this, which will result in almost 100 nanofarads. Now a little bit less, which is then 99.94 nanofarads here. Now we know C2 individual value, and since we also know the product of R2 and C2, which is this value, we can calculate now the R2 also, which is this value here, from here, divided by the C2 we just calculated, and that will result in 163.7 kilo ohm approximately. So we know now all 5 components here, so the design is completed. The next step is the calculation of the resonance frequency for this case. Now we know that the resonance frequency is given for the high-pass filters, second order, as shown. So we need the quality factor and also natural frequency. Of course, we could have done this before. We don't have to wait for this. Now the natural frequency is substituted and the quality factor is substituted, and it is then here 2657 radians per second. Okay, let's now go to the simulation circuit. This is now the circuit we have in the SPICE simulations. You see here the C1 and C3. this was selected and this was calculated. You see here also the C2 we just calculated, and also the R2 from there, and this was the selected value, R1. So we have selected in our design the C3 and the R1, and the other values are calculated. Okay, now the Bode plot. You see here the Bode plot, the gain plot, so the blue one. This is the circuit again. There's the frequency and the log scale, and this is the gain. You see here the high frequency gain is indeed 20 dB or 10, which is of course now unitless. I mean the no sign, so that can be only seen the phase response. So you see indeed that it's 20 dB, so that's indeed as we wanted. In addition, you see here the cutoff frequency. So from this baseline, which is our high frequency gain, we go down by 3.01 dB. So that is the 16.99 dB, which is happening at 266 Hertz, which is as we wanted. So that's the cutoff frequency. And you see here at 423 Hertz, we see a gain of 26 dB, which is actually our maximum gain. And indeed, that is what we want, because we need to have a gain peaking of 6 dB. So from here we go up and then make this transition. So this slope is here, by the way, plus 40 dB per decade because of this second order filter. How can we prove that this is indeed correct? Because we have calculated that. That was the resonant frequency, omega r, in the radians per second. If you divide it by 2 pi, you get here 423 Hertz, which is as we have it in the simulation. So we have checked our calculations also with this resonant frequency. Alright, that was our example considering the multiple feedback active high pass filter design. We have verified our findings using the SPICE simulations and also discuss how we can derive the formulas for this design example. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Don't forget to like and share these videos so that we can reach more people for these interesting topics. Thanks for your cooperation and see you next time in another video. Take care.